Hey everyone from the underground and beyond. I'm Sans, and this kid, Untitled Dodger, says something about me being in Smash, but I'm already in Smash as a costume, so hello there, brother! Oh, hey Papyrus, what's up? I was just wondering what you're doing. And it looks like you're being a lazy bones as always. Wait, what's that? Right there. Oh, this? Oh, this kid? Hey, Yellow Dodger wants me to react to this.
Hey, it's me and you. What if Papyrus and Sans was in Smash? Oh, I heard that you were in the game as a costume.
Yeah, but he's talking about me and an actual fighter. Are you okay with this? I mean, it's going to explain things if you...
Sans. And I don't care. We have to react to it.
Hey, are you sure, Paps? Because when he comes in my moves, you're going to see how much power I can have.
Oh, that's nonsense, brother. With your gassed up blasters and all that jazz. But I want to see how each of us do as an actual fighter.
Well, looks like we're reacting to this. Yes, huh?
Indeed we are, brother. Indeed we are.
Also, make sure to subscribe to Yellow Dodger and Brawlfan and 1 on the original video.
Oh, now, without further ado, humans, let's start the reaction.
Alright. Take it away, Papyrus.
Yes, Sans. 3, 2, 1, let's go! Oh, it's you!
So, it's finally come to this, huh? You want to see me in Super Smash Brothers. Not going to lie, it's not really my thing.
Of course it's not.
I don't much care for the whole fighting shtick.
Of course you don't care about fighting.
Yeah, it's true. I'd rather just do nothing and be a part of any scrap like that. But those are a lot of names there.
Yeah, those are a lot of names, Sans. And I think you're popular than me.
Well, at least some people like you.
Aw, thanks.
So, I guess you all really want it.
What?
Well, I guess
Sans!
Hey, Papyrus.
Sans, what are you doing here? I've been looking everywhere for you.
Oh, nothing really.
Gah! That's your answer for everything. Wait just a second. Why do you have all those words posted there?
They're just a bunch of human usernames on the internet.
Really? Tell them I said hi. Also, why do you ask that?
Well, these folks really want to see me in Super Smash Brothers.
Super Smash Brothers? Wow-wee! That's amazing, Sans! What's Super Smash Brothers?
It's nothing special. It's kind of like a popularity contest.
A popularity contest? Well, why didn't you say so?
Okay, we're gonna pause this because as an intervention.
No, Sans. We'll explain about this after the dialogue comes. We'll pause it and once the dialogue ends.
Alright, whatever you say, Paps.
Clearly, I, the great Papyrus, should be a part of this contest as well.
You want to be part of it too?
Of course. It's only natural that someone as great as I should be involved in such event. So tell me, where is my milk fountain? This list of 3 human names.
Oh, here it is.
Wow, look at all those words. Wait a minute. Why you have so many more than me?
I don't know.
This can't be right. Surely there must be a more for me around here somewhere.
Sorry, bro. But there aren't any other names here.
This is an outrage. Why would other humans want you more than me? You don't do anything. This doesn't make any sense.
You know what, Papyrus? You could have mine.
What?
Yeah, you could take my names. I don't really need them.
Really? Wow, sons. Thank you. Now I, the great Papyrus, can also be a Super Smash Brother. Look out, world! Here I come! Yeah!
Well, that settles that.
Wait just a minute, sons!
What's up?
You're not getting out of this that easily. I'm tired of you doing nothing all the time. So you will come with me and watch as my popularity continues to soar to even greater heights.
Guess I don't have much of a choice, do I?
No! I'm putting my foot down on this one. Now come, brother, to glory!
Well then, guess you guys get to see me after all. But I just want to let you know one thing. If any of you thinks about hurting my brother, you're going to have a really bad time.
Okay, that's the end of the dialogue for this section.
You seriously thought this was a popularity contest?
The script says it. I don't really think it's a popularity contest. I played the game before during my free time.
You have free time?
As beside the question, sons! This brawl fan and one human niece is to contradict my moves as well as yours, because I like you equally too. Even if you don't do nothing like a lazy bones.
Glad you care for me, Papyrus.
I always care for you, sons. Now then, let's see this brawl fan human and can be able to contradict our greatest aspects, but mostly me.
Alright, let's check this out.
What if Papyrus and Sans were in Smash?
Number 20. That's a lot of names for me.
Once again, spoilers are inbound. Click off of the video now if you do not want any Undertale spoilers.
If you haven't played the game, humans, don't watch this video, because it contains spoilers about our magnificent fights.
But if you have seen sneak peeks of our battles in the gameplay, then you're lucky.
Now let's continue.
Papyrus and Sans, the Skeleton Brothers hailing from the quiet town of Snowdin.
And that's
now,
us.
for those of you who've seen my Frisk video, you may recall what I said at the beginning of that episode. I just personally don't think that he's all that well suited to be a Smash fighter.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong, I love Sans. He's my favorite character in the game.
Yeah, you
and
do.
Everyone wants him in for a reason. And I'm certain that he is very capable of being a fighter, but people seem to forget about one glaring flaw with the character. He's lazy.
Yeah, that's
His
true.
favorite thing to do is literally nothing. But that didn't stop you all from requesting him anyways.
Yeah, these humans really want you in Smash.
And I do want to deliver to you guys. So I thought about it for quite some time, and I couldn't really think of any good way to incorporate his character properly. But then it struck me. Sans himself may not be the most willing to get involved with this sort of thing, but his little brother Papyrus, on the other hand, now that's a different story.
Did someone call for me? The great Papyrus?
Oh,
Wait, did I just came in unannounced?
hi there, Papyrus.
And who are you supposed to be, human?
Me? I'm BJ. I'm the host of this show for Super Smash Bros. Moveset ideas.
Oh, goody! Then it looks like you're in the right place. I'm here to be a Super Smash Brother. Now, where do I sign up?
Oh, well, this isn't actually anything official for the game. It's just my own personal ideas for if any...
Hey, what's up?
Oh dear.
Sans, there you are. This human here was just explaining how I gotta be a Super Smash Brother.
Really now? It doesn't look like anybody important. Just some guy.
Yeah, can you please explain to your brother that I don't actually have any say in who gets to Super Smash Bros? I just talk about the characters and my ideas for if they could be in the game.
Sure thing. Hey, Papyrus. This guy here says...
Now just wait just a gosh darn minute.
Oh my... Here you go.
I do over-exaggerate. Why do you get to talk about me? I want to talk about me. No human nor monster on this planet could ever possibly capture my greatness using only mere words.
Hey, bro. Why don't you just give him a shot, eh? Just keep your obstacles open and have a listen.
Fine. Human, I will grant you the honor of talking about me and my brother in great fashion. I do agree, me. The human shall speak with his own words. But I will be watching you closely to make sure you don't make any mistakes.
Well, I mean... And he isn't going to make any mistakes anyway. Because you'll be there.
Indeed. Understand?
Yes, sir, Mr. Papyrus, sir.
Knock him dead, kid.
Thanks. So as I was saying, the Skeleton Brothers with fonts for names would be together as one character.
Oh, we'll be
There's, of
together,
course, Papyrus,
Sans.
the Royal Guardsman in training, who will be the main brother that the player would be controlling.
Woo! I
And
go
then there's
first.
The pun-happy comedian Sans.
Huh?
Comic Sans. I'm curious how many of you didn't get that one until now.
I don't get what's so laughable. He likes to tell bad jokes and his name is Sans. What's so funny about that?
Anyways, Sans will only be in the background while
I don't
Papyrus
know why
fights.
either.
They're to give him moral support, if you will.
So I'm a supporter for you?
I could use some brotherly love. What? You mean you'll be doing nothing? Again?
Come on, bro. The moral supporter is a super important job.
How so?
This way, I'll be right with you all the time. And you won't be so lonesome.
I do not like this. I agree, me.
Anyways, Papyrus would be an average weight class fighter with only 2 jumps and no additional movement options.
Average weight? I don't think we skeletons weigh.
Papyrus would actually be a pretty unique character, in that he would have mostly long-range attacks, with all of them being based off of the patterns from his fight in Undertale.
So these are my
They, for the most
attacks.
part, do have some start lag, but very little end lag, emulating the idea that foes fighting Papyrus should be given the chance to dodge the moves, but this makes sure that Papyrus won't be easily punished for it. The moves would also deal below average damage for the most part.
But of course, Papyrus styles his attacks only to capture humans, not hurt them. Why would anyone want to do that?
Right. His basic jab would be a one-hit spammable attack that would have him spawn his vertical standing basic bone attack that would slide across the ground for a fixed distance before disappearing.
A short
It will
bone.
disappear automatically if it hits an opponent, and the bone itself would be a little bit shorter than Papyrus. I should also mention that when it comes to bone attacks that specifically slide across the ground, they will stop once they reach the edge of a stage or platform. His dash attack would have him do a quick break while sending 3 bones forwards that all start out taller than himself, but they get
that's
shorter the farther they go before disappearing
That's
under the ground.
Those
So
are
this
really
attack would be better to use when closer to opponents. His side tilt will be just like his jab, except the bone will not be connected to the ground, but instead float in the air, and it wouldn't be as spammable. Papyrus' up tilt would be unique in that it would also act as a type of sidestep. Papyrus would step into the Z-axis and spawn a single bone in the spot where he was standing that shoots straight up into the air. It would go only a little bit higher than his head. His down tilt is also kind of similar to his jab. It would have him spawn a single tiny bone that slides across the ground. To compensate for its size, it's faster and a little bit more spammable. Papyrus' side smash would of course be another vertical standing bone that slides across the ground. And like for his dash attack, it would start off tall, but it gets smaller as it moves forwards. However, the range of this move would increase the longer this move is charged for. And if it's charged for at least longer than half of the charge time, when the bone reaches its shortest height during the attack, it will begin to grow again. At full charge, the bone would end with it being the same size as it started. His up smash would have him summon 5 bones right behind himself that would emerge straight up from the ground in a hill shape, with the middle bone being the tallest and the other bones being shorter the further they are from the middle bone. The middle bone is taller than Papyrus, and the 2 shortest bones on the end of the move would be further away from Papyrus, allowing for some decent horizontal coverage if needed. And his down smash would have him spawn 2 bones that move horizontally across the ground on both sides of himself.
Spacing.
They would move about as far as Papyrus' arm length. Papyrus'
Which
neutral
are
there
very
would be like his
long.
down smash, having him send 2 bones outwards horizontally on both sides of himself. They would travel a tiny bit farther than the down smash would, but the bones would be a bit shorter and wouldn't be as strong. His forward air would have him send forwards 2 bones that are perpendicular with each other, with the lower bone being the longer bone. His back air would be the same, only being sent backwards, and the lower bone would actually be the shorter one instead. His up air would have him spawn 2 bones directly above himself that would be right next to each other at the start, but then separate as the attack continues. And his down air would be the opposite of his up air, spawning 2 bones that start far apart, but then move close together as the attack continues. This move would actually have a sweet spot that can spike opponents if they get caught right in between the 2 bones as they begin to close the gap and touch. Whew. Well, what do you think?
Okay. I think I see where you're going with this. But you still have not fully impressed me. Well, you have only talked about but a small portion of my abilities.
Don't worry, this is only the first section. I'll cover everything else in the next ones.
So, Papyrus, this Papyrus is not. I'm fully impressed. What about you?
Well, I do have to agree with the me in this video. Oh, it's just a simple basic bone attacks.
I mean, that's all we do.
Exactly. But there has to be some fully impressment into this. It's moveset. And I know it's with bones, but as how the uniqueness of the bones is placed.
So, do you think it's good?
Well, it's good so far, but what's the next one?
According to this, the next one is your grabs.
Alrighty, let's take a look at my grabs. The grabs. How convenient.
Papyrus would grab with both arms, and would pummel foes by having a tiny bone emerge from the ground that hits them from underneath. His forward throw would have him spawn a bone in between himself and the foe that flies right into them, sending them forwards. His back throw would simply have him throw the foe backwards. The up throw would have Papyrus spawn a bone directly underneath the foe's feet that shoots straight upwards, sending them into the air. And his down throw would have him force the opponent down with his blue attack, then have small bones spawn between
Have a
them
nice
that trips
trip.
the foe,
See you next
allowing for
fall.
Papyrus to make possible follow-ups.
These are okay, but there's one thing I don't like.
And that is?
That back throw. It's too boring. I would agree.
Yeah, that back throw isn't you.
Yes. Yes, I would change it, but what would myself I'll do to change this?
Well, you are the Papyrus expert. What would you prefer?
Yes, I am the expert on all papyruses. And I think instead of that simple move, I would instead have a bone to send my future friends into the air, and then have another bone come from behind them as they go up. And have that bone hit them backwards.
That actually sounds really cool. Thank you, Papyrus.
Really? You think I'm cool?
Well, yeah, a lot of people do, man.
I am not a man. I'm a skeleton. But I still thank you. But if a lot of humans think I'm cool, then why do I have so little popularity votes? and my lazy-born brother had a lot.
Ask your brother.
Okay. Sans, why do you have so many...
Ask the human.
Okay. Human, why do you have my
Let's just move on.
Yeah, I'm an enigma too.
What do you think of those scrubs?
I like the meat he changed in that back throw. Oh. It's more Papyrus. But who died and made him the Papyrus expert? Not all Papyruses are like him, you know.
Yeah, I mean, there's underswap papyrus, fell swap papyrus. There's short swap fell papyrus. Is a story ship papyrus.
Yes, the list goes on. Not all papyruses are the same. There's a use swap papyruses. Says is you know.
Yeah, you should be the papyrus expert instead of him.
It's just that Brawl fan human doesn't understand alternate universes.
Probably because they're fandom and don't really cooperate with the actual game.
Yeah, that is true.
But let's look at your other attacks.
The B attacks. Or in this case, the special attacks.
For Papyrus's special attacks, he would...
Oh, my special attack. Finally, you'll get to move a great power to filling in all conversations with a fight with friends. Now, if I'm going to find that stupid mother token.
Oh, well, actually, in Super Smash Bros., you get 4 special attacks, not just 1.
Really? Wait a minute. But I only have 2 special attacks.
Just have a listen and you'll understand. For his neutral special, he would use his Blue Bones attack.
What? That attack? That's nothing special.
It is in the context of Super Smash Bros., so just roll with it.
Roll with what?
Anyways, the Blue Bones attack would have Papyrus shoot vertical standing bones forward just like for some of his basic attacks. Unlike those moves, however, he can shoot 3 of these bones at a time before needing to cool down, and they'll travel much farther than all of his other attacks. If he uses this attack on the ground, the bones will slide against the ground, but if used in the air, they'll just fly straight forwards, but he'll only be able to shoot 1 bone at a time if used in the air.
Human, you're forgetting the most important part of blue attacks.
Yeah, don't forget about the blue stop signs.
You read our mind, I says.
Yup, don't forget about those blue stop signs.
Don't worry, I didn't forget. This move can only hit opponents who are moving when it collides with them. If a foe is standing still, the bones will just travel right through them, not dealing any damage, just like how the blue attacks work in Undertale. For Papyrus's side special, this would be his signature special attack.
Ooh, my special attack! Finally, fear me, humans! For once you'll witness this special attack.
But he'll need to get it back from the annoying dog.
What? What?
Upon using the move, the annoying dog would fly out of Papyrus's pocket with a bone in its mouth and begin running around the stage randomly.
We do not like this.
The dog initially flying out of his pocket would act as a projectile, but after it ends, the dog will not disappear, but instead roam around the stage of its own AI indefinitely, acting generally, well, annoying. It will actively try to pounce on the players, dealing small damage to them, while at the same time always actively avoiding Papyrus.
I really do not like this. Agreed.
And there is a reason why the dog is actively avoiding Papyrus.
Oh no. Oh,
that bone in its mouth? It's actually a random bone from one of Papyrus's many attacks. So when the player uses this special, the dog will take a bone from any one of Papyrus's basic attacks. And the bone will actually be missing from the randomly chosen attack, nerfing the move or even outright making the attack useless if the move only had 1 bone to begin with.
I really do not like this. Yo man, cease at once.
The dog can also randomly go to sleep at times, where it won't do anything. This can be the chance for Papyrus to catch the dog if the player can't do it normally. If Papyrus is able to get close enough to the dog, it will automatically disappear, and Papyrus will take his bone back, and the move it was taken from will be restored to normal.
Good.
However,
oh my gosh,
the dog can actually be attacked by other players, and if it takes too much damage, let's say about 10%, it will automatically disappear, leaving the bone it had behind on the ground.
Huh. Well, good riddance, you stupid canine. This is how I know my enemies are really my friends. They'll get my bone back for me.
Sure, they can. Or they cannot.
What?
Once the bone hits the ground, it'll be treated in the same fashion as King K. Rool's crown. If Papyrus gets close to it, he'll automatically pick it up. But it will behave like an item that opponents can pick up and throw, whether off the stage or at Papyrus.
What? This is insanity. Why would anyone attack a skeleton with bones? That's just ridiculous. That would be like if a human attacked another human with their hands. I have no words.
Neither do I.
You want to tell him, or should I?
Yes. Brother, should he tell him or should we in the comment?
I don't know. Let's ask me. Hey, me, do you think that we should tell him or he or you? Nah, he doesn't need to know.
In any which case, if the bone is thrown off stage, it will spawn close to Papyrus after a little bit. And overall, Papyrus is only able to use this attack once while the dog is out. If he tries to use it again while the dog is already out, then it won't do anything.
Why would I ever use a stupid attack like this again? Let alone once to begin with. I hate it.
Well, it is the annoying dog. It's supposed to be a nuisance to everybody. It's all just a matter of how the player uses it to their advantage.
Well, I don't want to use it at all.
Sorry, my show, my rules.
Sans, make the human stop.
I don't know. I kind of like it. I find it to be quite fetching.
Why is everyone out to get me today? I know,
Anyways, for Papyrus's up special, yeah, for this one I needed to stretch a little bit.
Stretch what?
It would
Yeah, stretch what exactly?
have him do that thing that he does where he literally kind of just ignores gravity and kicks his feet really hard, sending him upwards. This move
Oh, like a flutter jump.
Wait, that's what people call it? A flutter jump?
Yeah, I think it looks like a flutter jump. You kicking your legs.
Oh, you must be in my ability to purposely float. Oh.
Yeah, that.
would only send him upwards, but he is able to move horizontally left and right while doing so. But this will reduce the amount of vertical height he'll gain if he does this. He'd also kinda wiggle as he does it, making it awkward to hit him. This move also wouldn't have any hurtbox on it, so it can't hurt foes, but it also wouldn't put him into free fall, so he can attack afterwards when the move completes.
I don't really get it. But carry on.
And finally, for his down special, Papyrus would use his fabled blue attack.
Ah, yes! My special blue attack. Now we're getting somewhere. With this, I shall strike any fear to any foe.
Yep. Normally what this does in Undertale is turn Frisk's soul blue, which in turn affects their gravity, forcing them to the bottom of the battle box and being required to jump in order to avoid attack.
That's true.
That's the beauty of the blue attack. But how would it work for Smash?
Well, let's see.
Actually, come to think of it, since Papyrus is able to affect gravity in this way to Frisk, it probably wouldn't be too far-fetched to assume that he can probably affect his own gravity as well, which is probably how he's able to ignore it in the game, as well as how he made his out special. Huh.
You see, it all comes together in the end. I knew you couldn't do a human. I never stopped believing in you.
Even after talking about the annoying dog attack?
Okay, I believe in you slightly less.
Anyways, in terms of how the blue attack would work for Smash, it would be a short-range status attack, much like Mewtwo's down special.
Oh, I know Mewtwo.
You do?
Yeah, that's the show that Dr. Alphys watch all the time. The one about the cats and the kissing?
No, that's not...
No, that's exactly what it is. I think it was called Mew Mew Kissy Cutie.
It is. See? There are Mews there. So it is Mewtwo.
Oh my god.
No, that's what I call humorous.
God! Sans! That pun cannot... Sans, in all seriousness, that pun cannot get me riled up because of the horror that I'm seeing right now.
Yeah. Me too. I can't even chuckle about it.
After this, you wanna scrub our eyes out with soap?
Oh, if our lack of eyes?
Yeah.
After that. Yeah. We shall.
Let's just move on, please.
Agreed.
Definitely 100% with you, bro.
Anyways, the blue attack would alter the foe's attributes, making them heavier and more sluggish, just like what it does to Frisk's soul in Undertale. The best thing to compare it to is how it feels to be metal during a Smash match, just with none of the super armor or launch resistance. These effects would only last for 5 seconds at a time.
Ooh, and it looks like you have your final smash. But what do you think about your special attacks?
They're all good except for the annoying dog.
Of course.
But maybe the final smash will make up for it.
Let's see what it is.
For Papyrus' final smash, since the dog still has a special attack, he would instead use his super cool regular attack. It would be a
Cool.
much faster and much more sporadic version of it though, only lasting for about 5 seconds, just like all other final smashes in the game.
Oh,
The stage would be
makes
barraged by
sense.
numerous bone patterns all at once that mimic your fight with him in the game. Cool dude and skateboard included. These bones all of course deal small flinching damage, but can be avoided by players who are competent enough. And it would end with a long stretch of bone piles and a giant bone all coming slowly from the right, which can all deal big damage and launch foes who can't avoid it. Papyrus himself will not be active during the smash. He would remain in the background next to Sans, who would be cheering him on in his own Sansy way.
Yep.
Oof. Hold on, I still need a second to recover from that Mewtwo kissy cutie whatever fiasco.
Yeah, you and us both, pal.
Yes, that whore cannot be shown on the world ever.
Agreed.
Well, regardless of side, this description for my movie is passable. You did a fine job, human.
Thanks, Papyrus. I always try my best when building these moves.
Wait a second.
Yeah?
It just occurred to me. While I do think bringing up my qualities is important, we didn't talk about Sans at all. He's my brother and I want him involved. Also, you should stop being such a lazy bones all the time.
Right. Well, I actually did think of a single way to get Sans involved in fights that would still make sense for his character.
Wait, you don't mean...
Oh, no, you don't mean... No.
And it's actually the biggest reason why you're here, Papyrus.
Really? You mean my help to turn my brother from a regular lazy brother into a Super Smash brother? Tell me what it is, and I'll do anything. No, don't listen to him! And me? You don't know... Oh, what you'll do? Oh, if you're... our own sake.
Yeah. I don't want to do this either, but if they do it, it'll force my hand.
Well, you're not gonna like it.
But I don't like this at all, that you're gonna tell him this. This is for my brother. Now tell me, what do I have to do?
You're going to have to die.
What? What?
Wait, what? The gimmicks. Oh no.
So Papyrus will actually have a hidden meter in the form of HP.
Wait, I have a meter in form of HP? Are you kidding me? This is how I will die?
Oh, great. Hey, seriously?
The amount of HP he has will depend on the rule set of a fight. For stock matches, he'll have 150 HP per stock. So for 2 stocks, he'll have 300 HP, 3 stocks 450, and so on. For timed matches, he'll have 150 HP for every minute on the clock. And for stamina matches, he'll have HP with a ratio of 3 to 4, depending on how much stamina he starts a battle with. So for example, At 200 stamina, he'll have 150 HP. At 400, he'll have 300, and so on. This HP will only be taken into account using damage taken from opponents only.
Sans,
The HP will
calm
not go
down,
down
calm
from
down,
damage
calm
the
down,
Papyrus
calm
man
down,
inflicted on
calm down,
himself, or from other random factors like a bomb walking into a monotone, or the little damage players take from being off-screen. It must be damage from other players for it to affect the HP meter.
Well, that's kind of good, right? Sans, calm down. It's just a moveset. It's not official. Okay, I'm chill.
It also will not reset upon each KO that Papyrus suffers. It accumulates over the course of the entire match. So for example, let's say that Papyrus was at 108% of damage when he was KO'd, but then is KO'd right afterwards at only 24% somehow. Overall, his HP meter will be at 132% when he spawns again. Now, of course, you may have already caught on by now, but I'll explain anyway for those of you who haven't. If Papyrus's HP meter reaches 0 during a match, well, he turns to dust. Just like what happens to him in Undertale when his HP drops to 0. And when that happens, well, his opponents are going to have a really bad time.
Oh, you will not believe.
This is what will prompt Sans to leave his spot in the background and join the fight, so he can avenge his brother and bring his scorn upon those who murdered him. As dark as this may be, this honestly is the only thing I can think of to make Sans a fighter for Super Smash Bros. And for it to still fit his character both contextually and thematically. Think about it. Sans, regardless of your decisions in Undertale, will generally always remain your chum. Even if you find yourself with a high level of violence, he'll still be willing to be your pal. There is only one factor in the entire game that will change this, however. One thing that will make Sans no longer want to consider you his friend. And that's if you kill Papyrus. If you do that, that's it. Sans will hate your guts. I am not kidding. There's even an ending where if you kill everybody in the underground except for Papyrus, Papyrus becomes the king, and Sans will still be your chum. All because you didn't hurt his brother. It's who he truly cares about. Yes, I know that Sans doesn't actually fight you unless you do a proper genocide run and kill everybody. But for Smash, this will be a case where everybody, quote-unquote, will just be Papyrus. Which, really, for Sans, is the only person that matters. Sans, as a Smash fighter, will fight very similarly to Papyrus, which actually is another reason why this gimmick works so well. Because really, Papyrus and Sans' fights are actually very similar, and have some of the same types of gimmicks, with the biggest differences, of course, being that Papyrus fights you only like he's trying to neutralize you, and Sans doesn't do that.
Yeah, our attack patterns are different. I use my attacks to stun humans, and so to capture them. Mine is to visually murder them into bloody pieces.
And before you ask, no, I don't think Sans will work as an Echo Fighter for Papyrus, because again, what will actually prompt Sans to want to fight at all?
He does make a good point. I mean, you can't be an Echo Fighter because you're not the same height as me.
Really, bro?
Just stating a fact.
Also, there's no balancing between the two characters here. Sans is powerful. He is literally an all-or-nothing kind of skeleton. And when he joins the fight, he would arguably be one of the strongest characters in Super Smash Bros. I'm sure I may worry some people when I say that, but that would be the point. If you don't want to deal with Sans, then take out Papyrus quickly. As you may recall with Frisk's moveset, if you've seen it, it was set up so that the one playing as Frisk had to deal with the consequences of their own actions. But now you're playing as Papyrus, a character in Undertale who leads to various consequences depending on what you do to them. For example, sparing him will have Sans like you, and killing him will have Sans hate you.
And you want to see either human react to their own Smash moveset, hey, make sure to like and subscribe.
Yup. Though we might do it anyway, later in the future.
That's right.
This will be a case where it's the opponent who will face consequences depending on how they treat Papyrus. In this case, getting KOs without Papyrus's damage racking up too much can be seen as the equivalent of trying to spare him. But if the Papyrus player is competent enough, or if his opponents just are not able to KO him before his HP reaches 0, well, you know the rest. Yeah. I think I've gotten my point across for the most part. On to the Revenant himself. Sans, despite how much you should be scared of him, would actually have the worst mobility in the game.
Hey.
His walk would be super slow, and even his run would be a power walk at most.
Yeah, you are lazy. Your walk's slow, and the run is basically a power walk for you. Oh, you don't even exercise. Yeah, it's true.
Still being slower than even some of the slowest walkers in Smash. He would also only have 2 jumps, and even those would be pretty bad. Just barely being able to make it to the lowest platform on the battlefield stage even when using both jumps. He'd also be a super lightweight, being very easy to KO, which corresponds to how he only has 1 HP in Undertale. Now some of you who may not know anything about the character may be asking, wait, he only has 1 HP? Then why are people so scared of this guy? Yes, he only has a single point of health, but good luck actually hitting him. Despite his movement and survivability being pathetic, his ability to dodge would be godlike. With literally frame 1 dodges with so little end lag, they can pretty much be spammed. Even with Smash Ultimate's recent addition to adding frames to spammed dodges, Sans practically does not need to worry about this unless he uses them, like, a lot!
Yeah, I'm a dodging master.
If you have 1 HP, you gotta be quick about your actions. Since Sans has 1 HP, the only thing he can do is dodge.
Once you have 1 HP, dodging is your only way of survival. That's why I'm so tough. And 1 HP, it protects me from it. Well, it's the only thing in that my attacks are protecting me from killing.
That is true.
Not even his air dodge would have a whole lot of end lag to it. And his dodge roll, well, if you could even call it a roll, would literally just have him slide away into the chosen direction very quickly. And pretty far, too. Going about as far as half of the final destination stage. Dodging would pretty much be Sans' main method of moving around.
Yeah.
Now, if you think that sounds like a huge pain to deal with, I haven't even gotten to his attacks yet.
Yeah, you're gonna have a bad time. You're my brother. The A attacks.
So let's look at your bad time moves, Sans.
Alright, let's look.
The majority of Sans' attacks would look just like Papyrus's, just with them being a whole lot better. All of Sans' bone-based attacks will have a lot more range than Papyrus's, are a lot faster, and are a lot more spammable. That said,
that's a killer.
Every single one of his attacks will only deal a set 1% of damage, as Sans only deals 1 hit point of health for his attacks in Undertale. That may not seem like a big deal. That is until you realize that his attacks are all multi-hitting and deal 1% of damage for every millisecond your soul is overlapping them. On top of that, Sans' attacks in Undertale poison Frisk, causing them to lose health as time passes each time after they're hit. So the same will be done for Smash in a sense. All of Sans' attacks will only deal 1% of damage, but because of how spammable they are, the damage will probably rack up pretty quickly. And on top of that, all of his attacks will cause a poison effect on opponents that will last for 5 seconds at a time each time they're hit. So that's something to keep in mind when going into Sans' attacks. I'll be sure to mention any specific deviation that they have from Papyrus' moves, or of course if the move was changed outright. To recap, all of his bone-based attacks are faster, more spammable, having very little start and end lag, and have a lot longer range. Of course, starting with Sans' jab, it would have him shoot long-range vertical standing bones across the ground just like Papyrus, but they'd be much taller. His dash attack is similar to Papyrus's, but he shoots 4 bones instead of 3, and they do not shorten in size the farther they go. They stay the same size. His side, up, and down tilts would all be similar as well, but the side tilt would have a slightly longer bone shot, the up tilt would thrust 3 bones upwards instead of just 1, And the down tilt would actually have a ridiculous range.
Now
compared
that
to
is
the other attacks,
ridiculous.
being able to travel almost the whole distance of the final destination stage.
Yeah,
For Sans'
I am
side smash,
ridiculous.
this would be the first one that outright changes. Instead of more bones, Sans will utilize his most deadly weapon, the Gaster Blaster,
My
an
ultimate
anti-human
weapon.
weapon designed by the mysterious former royal scientist Dr. W.D. Gaster. These weapons are powered by magic and fire a laser called the Fission Beam that can ignore all physical matter and attack one's soul directly.
Yup, basically, Guster Blasters are my big guns.
Yep. But it does take some time for the Gaster Blasters to be summoned by other skeletons like me.
Ouch. This smash would behave rather oddly, where it doesn't fire as soon as Sans' animation for the side smash ends. It would appear in the spot where Sans initiates the side smash and would fire after a second, firing a beam that goes even farther than Simon Belmont's whip attacks. The thing is, Sans
Wow.
will be able to move even before the blaster fires, but it will always remain in the spot where he summoned it. The laser beam itself does deal multi-hitting damage and has a lot of launch power. But of course, each of those hits that it deals only causes 1% of damage at a time, just like for the rest of his attacks. Charging the smash will not increase its power because of this, but it will instead delay when the cannon will be fired is all. Sans' up and down smashes will be just like Papyrus's, but his up smash will have all 5 bones be the same size instead of in a hill motion, and the down smash will be pretty much just like Papyrus's, but with Sans' attributes. For aerials, Sans' neutral layer will have him spawn 4 bones instead of just the 2 that are shot horizontally. The 2 extra bones will be thrown vertically upwards
Wow.
and downwards while in a
Yeah,
horizontal
wow.
position. And for his other 4 cardinal aerials, they would all be replaced by thinner versions of the Gaster Blasters that would fire into each respective direction. And they would function just like they do for his side
Wow, I
smash,
think
only they
Gaster
would be a
Blasters
little bit
make
faster to come out,
a
but have a
weapon
thinner
for
and worse range than the side smash.
Eye
They will
attacks.
go and stay in the spot where Sans spawned it,
Yeah.
even after Sans moves away, and then fire a second later.
And he also got grabs.
Sans, of course, has a much stronger hold on gravity than Papyrus does, which we can gather pretty easily due to how much the guy throws Frisk's soul around during your fight with him. So
Yeah.
he would grab foes simply by holding his hand forward and catching them with the psychokinesis of his own blue attack. He'd pummel by impaling the foe with a long bone from
Ow.
underneath. Major ouch. For his forward, back, and up throws, he'd use his psychokinesis powers to throw the foe in each appropriate direction. And if you thought Ness's back throw was scary, oh boy, that is literally child's play compared to Sans's, with all 3 of those throws being kill throws.
Yeah.
And his down throw would have him float the foe into the air and then have a bunch of bones emerge from the ground, which he then slams the foe into, dealing large damage. If Sans gets a hold of you, you're pretty much done.
Yeah.
There is one thing foes can breathe easy about with these throws, however. Since Sans' mobility is so garbage, good luck actually being able to grab anybody. But if he does, you're gonna get dunked.
Yeah, it's hard. The B attack. Oh,
For Sans' neutral special, he would spawn the Blue Bones attack just like Papyrus. And aside from the fact that they're faster and much more spammable like the rest of his attacks, he can shoot 5 at a time before needing to cool down.
Wow.
I mean, if you can even call it a cooldown. Also, the bones would appear in random sizes, unlike Papyrus's consistent size for his blue bones. For his side special, however, there's no dog, just more Gaster Blasters. He'd be able to fire
Wow.
a Gaster Blaster
I
into
get a dog
any
and you get
direction,
Gaster
and he can
Blasters.
hold the charge for this attack for as long as he wants, so long as the special
Lucky.
button remains to be held down. The laser itself functions just like it does for the side smash and the aerials. It may seem lame just to give him more Gaster Blasters, but Sans isn't trying to be flashy. He just wants you dead for what you did to his brother. So, he's not going to try to show off.
yeah. I do whatever it takes to kill the human if he hurts you, perhaps.
In a genocide route, you mean?
Yup.
He's just going to use what he knows will work. His up special would be your run-of-the-mill teleport, where he would disappear in the blink of an eye into a
Teleporting,
small
huh?
black fog, then reappear into any chosen
You mean
direction
my
a fair
shortcut.
distance away. This would not put Sans into free fall, allowing him to use any move except for the up special again right afterwards. This would be another great means for Sans to move around aside from just dodging. And his down special would be just an enhanced version of Papyrus's blue attack. It does the exact same thing, making the foe's movement sluggish, but it has a much larger range than Papyrus's does, and its effects last for 15 seconds instead of just 5.
Wow. Oh. Oh, our attacks are really different.
Yeah. I have a longer range, and time span for this whole thing.
This is, of course, on top of the fact that it would have very little start and end lag. I can see this move being one of the scariest things to get hit by, because now you'll be moving it around the same pace as Sans, making it easier for him to catch you.
Yeah, if you're the same pace as me, you're definitely toast.
Yeah, imagine being on the same in speed scale as Sans. If he's on the same speed scale as you, oh man, you're dead.
Yeah, you're gonna be dead where you stand. And let's look at my final smash.
Oh boy.
For Sans' final smash, he would use his strongest attack, which would be his opening attack that he throws at you at the beginning of his fight in the game. So, yeah, good luck dodging that one.
Yeah.
You know, it just occurred to me, Sans, why do you start out with a big attack like at the starting of your fight?
Oh, for the player to nosh on a pain sandwich is by delivering a massive strike and big blasts.
So basically, a cinematic final smash actually raises the bones up, sends the opponent and through a rod of bones, and then gas blasters.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Gas Blaster is the main focus of my moves.
Yeah, because using gas blasters might be your only heavyweight in attack.
Yup, guns are powerful, but my blasters are god tier.
They are, brother. They are.
And that pretty much does it for Sans. Yes, I know this looks and sounds terrifying.
Believe me.
We know.
And not very fair to deal with. Well, you know what's also not fair? For your brother to be murdered for no reason.
Yeah, what's the point of killing your own brother for no apparent reason? And just to have fun?
Yeah, I mean, what's even the point? Wait, I mean, there has to be a reason and why you had to kill your own loved one. But it's not gonna be for a stupid reason. People are crazy.
Indeed they are, Sans.
So, just be smart with how you deal with Papyrus, and you won't have to deal with Sans' wrath.
Wow. I had no idea. Sans.
Papyrus.
Sans. I had no idea that this human is so unoriginal.
What?
What?
Yeah, what?
Honestly, making fans just do the same things as me? I mean, I know I'm perfect, but flattery through imitation can only get you so far. Also, Sans being so strong, please. None of you little brothers will even feed his pet rock or pick up his socks. Also, what even is a gaster blaster? I've never heard of a more ridiculous thing in my life. Wow, is this... Am I really an idiot?
Well, this one is.
Of course. Human, look. You tried your best. But it seems like nobody can make my brother do more than what he does best. Nothing. But you know what? He's still my brother. And I wouldn't want him to be in any other way.
Aw, thanks, bro. That means a lot to me.
But...
And besides, me, the great Papyrus, going to be turned to dust? Ha! What a farce! As if that would ever happen.
That's exactly right. No one can touch my bro. Because he's the coolest. Isn't that right, human?
Yeah.
Isn't that right, human?
I know. Oh, you're talking about me and the human liking me. But this is freaky.
Yeah.
coolest, Papyrus. No one can lay a single phalanges on you.
Yeah! Finally! The recognition I truly deserve.
Alrighty then. Why don't we just finish things up?
Yeah, let's finish things up.
Yeah, let's finish things up before it gets worse. Or then it kind of does.
Or more confusing, for that matter.
Yeah, probably.
The other stuff. So, what are the other stuff?
Probably like alternate colors, stage intro, taunting, figure animations.
Alright, that sounds reasonable. Let's see what the other stuff is.
Papyrus and Sans' default outfits would of course be in their usual getup, having Papyrus in his white battle body armor with his red scarf, and Sans wearing his usual blue jacket. Their first alternate color would have them purely black and white, which are the colors that monsters you fight in Undertale take when you battle them.
Yep, that's a good reference there.
Their next color would give Papyrus a green scarf and Sans a pink jacket. This is not a real reference to anything, it's just an original color scheme. And it would be the same for their next alt, giving Papyrus a purple scarf and Sans a yellow jacket.
Okay, I don't see any correlation with the green, purple, pink, and purple.
Yeah, I don't see any reference in there.
Next would actually invert their colors, giving Papyrus Sans' color scheme, and likewise for Sans with Papyrus' color scheme.
Yeah, you kind of look like me there.
Yeah, and you kind of look like me.
Yeah, that's creative.
Their next alt would make Papyrus' armor a dark gray color, and Sans would be given a white jacket.
Huh?
This would actually be in reference to Undyne's armor and Alphys' lab coat, respectively.
Ha! I look like Undyne.
Huh. That's clever.
Wait, I get to be like Undyne? Wow! It's a dream come true. You said it.
The next would be the first alternative outfit, and it would have Papyrus wear his cool dude outfit that we see him wear when you hang out with / date him.
Ah, yes. Good times. I would love to do that again. Platonically, of course.
Now, the only thing about this costume is that we don't actually have an official color scheme for it, so these colors that I have here will have to do for now, but this can be subject to change depending on future updates.
Well, that kind of looks good.
Yeah, that kind of seems like what you wear. And for colors.
Yeah, that looks reasonable.
And his final costume would have him wearing his Jog Boys outfit, the same one we see him wear when he helps Alphys train. Again, no official color scheme, so this will have to do for now.
Yeah, that's kind of what I would wear.
Yeah, but what about mine?
Sans, unfortunately, does not wear anything else aside from his jacket, so he'll just have to have an orange jacket for the Cool Dude alt and a brown jacket for the Jog Boys alt.
So that's why you have so many jackets.
I like to keep it casual.
Sorry about that. My brother is too lazy to wear anything else.
Does he at least wash it?
No, but that's just it. He has thousands of the same jacket, and he wears a new one every day instead of washing the ones he has.
It saves on the water bill.
But don't you have to buy all the new jackets?
I use the extra money we saved on water. It even sold out.
Unbelievable.
Besides, maybe we did run low on dough. We can always wait for some change in the weather.
How long will it take for the Papyrus in here to know of that time?
You did it about like 1 second. I say about...
What are you blathering about now?
3 seconds, huh?
Ha! I'm fast. Sans!
Uh-oh. It's like, look at the time. My break's almost over. I better head back to my post.
Oh no! You will not escape from me that easily! I'll chase you in endless circles if I have to!
In circles, eh? How big is the radius? Is it as long as the unal?
Curses! Get back here! Wow.
Me chasing you about puns.
That sounds like you.
Yeah, true.
Change in the. Oh! I get it.
Wow, you actually got it?
I'm surprised it took you that long.
Anyways, for their stage intro, Papyrus would come to fights in style, driving his
Ooh.
sports car, and Sans would
sports
follow
car.
suit with his tricycle and or moped. I'm not actually sure what that is. For their time,
I say it might be a combination of a motorcycle, tricycle, moped.
I say moped. I mean, why would I need to pedal?
Fair point.
once, Papyrus first would have him stomping his feet on the ground like we see him do whenever he gets angry or throws
Yeah.
tantrums, which is no doubt what he's probably doing right now.
Get back in, you good for nothing bag of bones!
His second would have him pull out the dating manual, flip through its pages, then toss it away. He needs to be ready for any possible future dates with the other fighters after all.
That is true.
You really like to get social, do you, Paps?
Indeed I do, brother.
And his final would have him pondering to himself about the situation at hand, which is actually a reference to an unused sprite that Papyrus has where he does just that.
Oh, there's an unused sprite? That's cool.
Yeah. I'm surprised it was scrapped.
It wasn't scrapped, it was unused.
For Sans' taunts, his first would have him shrug and shake his head towards the screen, then give a wink. His second would have him pull out a bottle with a random condiment inside and chug it down. It could be like ketchup, mustard, horseradish, whatever. It's random.
It will obviously be ketchup.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
And his final would just have him stare at the screen with his creepy blank eyes, as if he's looking directly at the player who murdered his brother. Ooh, that gave me the chills just thinking about that.
Yeah, that gives me chills too. And I don't even have any skin.
Well, it does have shivers down your spine.
Sans!
That's good.
And finally, for victory animations, Papyrus first would have him hold his hands to his cheeks while blushing, then do his cool pose as his cape flows triumphantly in the wind,
Cute and dramatic. That's perfect.
with Sans behind him clapping for his bro. His second would have Papyrus's back be towards the camera at first, but then turn around with a plate of his world-famous spaghetti in hand, and offer it towards the camera as a sign of friendship. Sans would just be sleeping in the background behind him. And his final pose would have Papyrus laughing, only for Sans to appear and plague him with his incidental music from his trombone, making Papyrus angry and start to stomp his feet while Sans just slightly chuckles. For Sans' victory pose, his first would have him stare at the screen with his blank eyes, then the screen will blink black, and when it unblinks, he'll be gone. His second would have him just sleeping there, no doubt using his special attack on his defeated opponents. And his final would have Sans attack the camera and cover it with a large amount of bones. Then a text box would appear and it would say his signature line.
Yeah, dunked on.
Oh, welcome back. Where's Papyrus?
He's somewhere.
Okay. Well, I just finished. Do you want to give any final thoughts?
Nah.
Oh. Then would you like to say anything to the audience?
Nah.
Alright then. In which case, if you all enjoyed what you saw and would like to see even more characters be given possible Smash movesets in the future, be sure to subscribe.
Of course, subbing to him means you have to listen to him talk more. He talks a lot. It's really quite commendable.
Okay, that one was just bad.
I'm just ribbing ya.
Sans! Where are you? You better not be telling more of your terrible puns!
Well, I gotta go. I'll let you finish up.
Yeah. See you around, I guess.
Bye, me.
Bye, Sans!
Alright, anyways, if you have a character that you would like to request to be given a possible Smash moveset to, be sure to leave a comment down below, or contact me on Twitter at BroFrame1 on Twit. I hope you all enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching!
So, Papyrus, what do you think?
My moves are good, but what about yours?
I think he nailed it.
Well, that's all the time we have for today, humans. And make sure you like, subscribe, turn on the notification for new videos.
And make sure you also subscribe at the Brawl and one for or more videos so he can continue making in these wonderful videos. Oh, we'll see you and you'll have a smashing good time. Wait. Signs! Whoop. That's the time. I gotta go. Yeet. Get back here, you! A bag of bones!